I want to bring in CNN political analyst Josh Rogin now to talk about this a little bit. Josh, expectations are pretty low for this meeting. I guess a positive outcome would be what? Stopping the relationship from getting worse?
Well, that's right, Christine. The goals here were set very low because there's nothing really that either side is willing to give. China is not about to do anything that the United States wants, such as easing up on Taiwan, easing up on Hong Kong, easing up on the Uyghurs, or stopping its overall economic or military expansion and aggression. And the U.S. is not about to give China any of its concessions either, meaning looking the other way while the Uyghur genocide goes on, or abandoning Taiwan, or stopping its confronting of China's trade practices. So there's really no room for anything positive on either side. So I guess putting a floor under the relationship is the best we can do. And again, that I think Stephen was exactly right. This is a relationship that's set to go down even further, but the trajectory and how it goes down are important, and we have to keep talking. And I think that's a small goal, but a worthy one at that.
There were opening remarks from the two men as they came into the room with their advisors before this meeting. I want to listen to a little bit of what President Xi said in those remarks.
The China-U.S. relationship is in such a situation that we all care a lot about it, because this is not the fundamental interest of our two countries and peoples, and it is not what the international community expects us. As leaders of the two major countries, we need to chart the right course for the China-U.S. relationship. We need to find the right direction for the bilateral relationship going forward and elevate the relationship. Great changes are unfolding in ways like never before. Humanity are confronted with unprecedented challenges. The world has come to a crossroads. Where to go from here? This is a question that is not only on our minds, but also on the mind of all countries.
And at one point, he sort of acknowledges the relationship needs to improve. He talks about all of these challenges. You've got Taiwan, North Korea, the trade disputes still between the U.S. You've got climate. I mean, what are the most, important issues? I guess all of them to be discussed today.
Right. This is a version of what Xi Jinping has been saying for quite some time. He is a big advocate of what he likes to call a new model of great power relations. It's something that he originally pitched to President Barack Obama 10 years ago when he first became the president of China. It essentially means that he thinks the U.S. should treat China as its equal and stay out of its internal affairs. Now, when it comes to cooperation, there are several areas that the Biden administration has tried earnestly to increase cooperation on China, including climate change, Iran, things like counter-narcotics, counter-piracy. The problem is there's been little to no response on the Chinese side. And, it's very easy to say that the U.S. and China should cooperate more, but it takes two to tango, Christine. And if there's no willingness on the Chinese side to engage in, for example, just climate change talks, just for one example, then there's not much progress to be made. So I think that's the real problem here.
And they're also at loggerheads over trade here. The Biden administration has not backed away from Trump's trade policy, tough trade policy with China, keeping all of those tariffs on it, and then adding limits on exports of chips and chip technology. So the tension on trade between the two countries has only intensified, right?
Well, that's right. But again, it's not we shouldn't both sides this. China has been engaged in a pattern of economic aggression, including IP theft, unfair trade practices, et cetera, for many, many years. And the Biden administration is continuing the effort to stop that. Now, because they've actually increased the technology restrictions, it looks like a pattern of economic containment. It is a pattern of economic containment. In that sense, the Biden administration has ramped up the trade and technology war. But the Chinese government hasn't stopped any of its unfair trade practices either. This is why I think that despite a nice meeting that they may have over the next 2 hours, none of these fundamental differences between Washington and Beijing are going to be solved anytime soon. And the relationship is going to get worse before it gets better. That's the reality.
And well, we're going to hear from the president at 8:30 Eastern time, President Biden. So thanks so much, Josh. In about 3 hours, we'll hear what the president has to say about that meeting. Nice to see you.
Thank you.